Hey everybody, it is Big Mike. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk. I know I didn't release an episode on Monday like I said I was going to, and I'm sorry about that. But I wanted to take some time to talk about, tell my story, my why. And I think we all need a why. We all need to be able to tell our story to what we're doing, why we're doing it. And that's what I want to do today. So let's start back from the beginning. I was really bullied as a kid growing up. I think at the age of 11, I wanted to commit suicide because I hated my life. I was always picked on and the whole 9 yards. So glad that didn't happen. But through my life, I've always been ridiculed for my uniqueness. Even still, people laugh and they joke, and and I laugh and joke at my own expense sometimes. But so I still suffer from self-esteem issues. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't. But I'm getting better. So through that, I got married to my first wife. We got a divorce, a very nasty divorce. I was accused of a lot of things that I never did. And so after that, my father died. So through all that, I started eating. And I was actually eating, I was killing myself, is what I was doing. I just decided to, instead of just doing it real quick, I was going to do it real slow by food. So, my plan was I'm not going to live past 40. And so I'm 42. And I'm so thankful that that hasn't happened because I would have missed so much. So I started eating and eating and eating, and I worked, divorced my first wife, and my father died shortly thereafter, and then my grandfather died shortly thereafter, and it really rocked my world. So I started eating and eating and eating and eating. I ballooned to like 350 pounds. Hated my life. Hated what I had become. Tiffany, I met Tiff through this dark period, and that really kind of sometimes it was great. Me and her get along really good, and still our marriage is good. Back in those days, we were fighting a lot in the beginning because I am so difficult, and I was even worse because I had low self esteem, and I hated what I had become, and I hated what I was doing. So I decided, we almost got a divorce a couple times. Thank God we didn't, but we almost did. And so I decided in 2018 to have bariatric surgery. Now, the funny thing is, I did not want to have it at first. My buddy Steven had it. I know he's listening to it. Stevo, I know he's listening to this. Stevo, I love you. So Stevo had it first and lost like 200 pounds. I mean, he looked just amazing. And then I decided to do it. Steve had been talking to me about it, but I just wasn't listening. And so I finally decided to do it. And the whole time I decided to do it, I fought for it. I fought people about it. I fought myself about it. Um, Me and the wife talked about it a lot because it's really dangerous what I did. I elected to have the procedure. It's called a VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And what that means is they go in, they knock you out. You're not awake, so whatever. They knock you out. They take a tube, they shove it down your throat, and then they measure your stomach by the size of that tube. They move it around. They measure the diameter of that tube in your stomach. They mark it off, and then they trim off the excess. Usually they narrow it down to like a 4 to 6 ounce pouch. I had a 4 ounce pouch. Um, so I did that, healed up from that. Ever since that day, when I went in for that surgery, I told my wife, I said, listen, when I wake up, I'm going to be different. And I'm going to act different, and I'm going to eat different, and things are going to be different. So get ready. And I got to tell you, they have been a lot of changes. My job performance got better. I wasn't in pain anymore. I was more level-headed. My blood, I guess the chemical releases in my brain were starting to fire a little bit better. I've learned how to be better attuned to my body. I've learned to be um, more sensitive to what I'm eating, to what I'm doing. And so I do have bad days. I mean, who don't? I do have bad days, but they're few and far between anymore. I try to keep my cheat days to 2 days a week. Tuesday and Sunday are my 2 days. Every other day, I try to stay on plan as much as possible. So Tuesday and Sunday, I have a dedicated plan I use. So I do that. Because of that, I lost over 150 pounds. I'm now down to 200 pounds right now. So through that, I then decided to showcase this and put it out there because, it needed to be seen. So I joined a federation called the WBFF, and they have a division for transformation stories like mine. I was just on their virtual competition. I did the competition in December, and I qualified to go to the Bahamas in August. Now, I don't even know if that's going to happen with this COVID-19 stuff, but I did qualify for that. And then I did the virtual competition, and we should know some results about that today. So I did that. Once that got done, now I'm working for another competition in July, maybe. Hopefully that'll happen. But again, due to the pandemic, they just canceled my hometown. It's in my hometown, which is the coolest because it is in my hometown. My mama gets to see it. More of my family get to see this. It's going to be a really big deal for me. So I'm working on that now, I'm doing home workouts as much as possible, trying to get my diet in check, but we're all stuck here at the house. So I'm doing my thing, but I'm trying to keep it in check. And then I did that. So that's the next thing on my plate. The purpose of this is I'm going to tell you, I don't know where you are right now listening to this. You could be without a job. You could be without going through a divorce, facing jail time, and you're innocent. I don't know your circumstance. But what I do know is that no matter what your circumstance is and how dark it looks now, at some point, you're going to see something's going to happen. A door is going to be opened. An idea is going to come in your head. And those times where it was dark will now be light. And things will start clicking and it's going to start moving. As long as you keep pursuing, you've got to keep pursuing. That's something that I have learned in my lifetime now. Looking back on the things that I didn't pursue and the things that I started to pursue and stopped, they were all a failure. Well, they were a failure because I did not pursue it. I pursued it, but I didn't pursue it. It's cool to do it and go, okay, I did it. But if you really want to live your best life and there's something that you want to do, like it's a burning desire for you, you have to go out there, put yourself out there and pursue it. I'm doing it right now in acting. I've always wanted to be an actor. And I've done a little bit. I've had one spot on national television. I've narrated 8 audiobooks that were horrible. They're good books, and the author's really good at it, For a beginner, I did okay. But they're not Audie, which is the award that they give. It's just like the Audible version of the Oscars. They're not Audie award-winning books, performances, but they're good. But I feel like now, where I am now compared to where I was when I first started, I'm in a better position. Now I'm trying. Now I'm reaching out to more people, putting myself out there more, doing what I got to do. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys to do. Put yourself out there more. If there's something that you want to do, go chase it. Let nothing stop you. Let nothing hinder you. You will get it. Please remember, go to our Instagram page at Big Mike's Journey. Like it. Also, rate and review this episode. Rate and review the show. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking about what we're doing. If there's something that you want me to cover, I will. I have already started lining up some really good guests. We've got some great stories of people, very motivational, very transformational. The couple of transformational stories that I have are just absolutely amazing. So I'm very excited about bringing those guys on. So remember, go to our Facebook page, Living the Dream Radio. Also have another Facebook page, Living the Healthy Dream, where we post different health stuff, related stuff on that. Go to those things. Follow me on Twitter at Big Mike Scott 2. Please, again, rate and review this episode. I love you. God bless you. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.